Good morning, aviation friends. Yes, it's Rob from Bournemouth Aviation Museum, where you just see us taking delivery of an APU from a Boeing 747 which has just arrived. Currently suspended right across the museum on a high-ab, and she's just about to touch down for a final resting place here at the museum.
I should do it anyway. I should do it. I'll show you in a minute.
What? Is there a rate that goes into the crate?
No, it's wireless.
There you go.
Ready?
Ready?
Should we aim it through the hole?
Aim it off the plates. You're going to go right for the middle hole, are you?
No, I want it from this hole.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
I think you meant the hole in the middle there
No.
on the glass.
I'm trying to make your life easier.
And we have touchdown. So now she's going to be coming through here into this space, which will be her last resting place here in our new engine area, which has just recently been completed.
Do you want to close the gap up between so it doesn't sink?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Sorry.
Good thinking.
Overseeing the delivery today we have two trustees, David Shaw and Derek Epps, making sure everything goes to plan. We have another 3 moves also to do today, and we have the Herald, which has got to go on new stands. Hopefully that'll be next. We have the camera, which is going to be moved around to European for the plane pool bank holiday weekend. That's Dorset plane pool. So if you want a day out round on the west side of the aviation field at Bournemouth International, where you will be able to come and enjoy the plane pool for a day, all raising charity money for local charities. And also we have the Zeppelin prop, which is currently on top of cabin 1. That needs to be moved so that can be refurbished and brought back to a nice pristine glory. See, now the cables are away, let's see if we can get a closer look at this APU. For those of you who don't know what an APU is, it's the auxiliary power unit, and this is the first piece of equipment which is started on the aircraft, which will get all the electrics and make the aircraft live. So this will be started first of all by the crew, which will then start to get, it's basically a small generator, but as is a small, as you say, little jet turbine, as you can see in there. This will start the engines for the main 4 engines of a 747, which will run bleed air from this unit. Produces so much air it'll force that through ductings through to all of the engines, and that will start the engines one by one. Once you have engine, I think it's 2 starting first, I could be corrected there, whatever, then the engines are then switched over to bleed the air from an engine that's running over to the next engine, and so forth and so forth. So basically this is the starter motor, if you want to call it, for the want of a better word, for a 747, which will be moved shortly. Right, I'm going to pause it here, so we're going to get up to the next job, which I believe is the Zeppelin prop. So bear with me guys, I shall be back in just a second. So I've just been corrected guys, we're not moving the Zeppelin prop today. That's apparently going to be next week. What we are going to be doing next is we have to turn this cradle around, which is has just been put together, and that will then be placed underneath the Herald, which is here, which is due for renovation. We cannot physically do any more until it's now sat in its cradle, and then next month it's going to be stripped of its paint and then repainted on the outside as well. Spike, as you can see over here, he's been working really hard. He's done a nice job on the internals on this aircraft, and it really is looking back to its former glory internally. So this one is next. This is Yankee Foxtrot of the Herald fleet, which used to travel up and down the country bringing your Royal Mail, amongst other things. So bear with me a second while the crane just gets back into position, and I'll be right back.
Any idea what it weighs, Spike? I don't. Not a clue.
Okay, so we have an engine casing also from the 747, which is going to be turned into a display case by our trustee David Shaw, who's will make a superb job of this, I know. And I believe this is an engine casing off a 747 as well. What mark, I do not know. But this will be coming over first.
Whatever you do, don't scratch your thing.
And then it's going to be all hands to the deck for the Herald. Thanks, David. Just getting the last few customers out of the 111 just for the minute, as this lift is quite delicate and we really have not a lot of space.
Come down a little bit so you can grab it. Yeah. It's alright.
Derek dives into position there, straight onto a trolley for this, and this will be taken up to the workshop to be converted.
I'm straight on here. You all right there, Spike?
Loads of room.
And
Perfect.
touchdown. Not sure what airline this came from, but looking at the red, it could possibly be Virgin. I'm not sure.
Could be Virgin.
If you look at the colour, you'll see it's a Virgin.
It's Virgin.
Just been confirmed it is from Virgin Airlines, so could have been a 747-400 series, you think, David?
It's
I'm
not
just going to
new.
move that. We'll move that out of the way. So it's completely out of the way. Mind your feet, Rob. Don't trip over the road. Just going to put that there for a second. We'll just move that around there.
As you can see, this year at the museum has been absolutely phenomenally busy, and it can only get busier during the winter. And if you are local and you have certain skill sets or want to become a volunteer at the museum, please come and see us down at Bournemouth Aviation Museum, down here at Merrytown Lane, just opposite Bournemouth International Airport. Okay, so that's now out of the way.
You all right?
Oh yes, as you can see, it says on the side of the crate there, property of Virgin Atlantic. Well, was property of Virgin Atlantic, it's now property of Bournemouth Aviation Museum, where it will become a nice display piece. Just another day at the museum, eh, Derek?
Yeah. Mind your feet, Rob.
Yep,
Just gonna put the
I'm
rope-
clear. Yeah, I'm
put the
clear.
rope back up.
I'm clear.
On the side of the box.
Really?
Do the best we can, shall we?
So while the hoist crane operator is just hooking up the cradle to turn that round, let's get a quick closer look at this. Might see if there's an engine, an aircraft registration somewhere tucked on here, which inevitably sometimes they are. So I can't see one at the minute. All composite, nice and light.
That's fine, because I could
Of course, there's the latches down the bottom. We have a plate down here. I don't know if you can see that.
do it, then spin it.
Could be upside down. Still, there we go. Anyway,
Okay, which way?
engine casing, ex-Virgin Atlantic. I wonder how many times this has been across the Atlantic and back. Would be nice to know. Right, turning back to the cradle. We've got to be very careful here, as we've got the Wessex right next to us, and right above us we have one of the props, rotor props for the Wessex. So this is going to be quite delicate, this move. So as you can see, the
Try that.
hoist engineer's turning it, pulling it up to the Herald so he can spin it around, because it's facing the wrong way round at the minute. So it's got to be picked up, turned around, placed back down, then the Herald lift can start.
So what are we going to do? Put the Herald on. Lift the Herald, spin the Herald round.
Yeah, you've got to spin it round so the nose goes on there. Right, then lift it all up and turn it round.
Okay, just right. What they're going to do? Okay, I don't know if you heard that. What they're going to do is they're going to leave this here, pick the Herald up, spin it around, sit it on the cradle,
Make sure I can
and then pick the whole cradle up and drop it in its new home. I'd just like to say this is one heck of a IAB on the crane.
What I do is
Absolutely brilliant.
clip these together.
And these guys are, you know, they're absolutely brilliant to the museum. They've done quite a few moves for us. They brought the Royal Flight in, the HS 125. That was brought in and craned over the top. And recently, about a month or so ago, we got the wings back for the 125. And they're at the side currently. Plans are the museum is hopefully going to expand outwards another 18 metres. That won't be till mid next year, and then we can get the 125 put back together so it's back on its landing gear.
Centre a lift on this. What we tend to look at is two areas. These are the strongest bits. That's right. That's the one lot, and the other one is just after the doorway. This one. Yeah, round about there. That's the strongest bits in it. We think so.
Right.
And it should just miss the front wheel bay.
You must have lifted it here.
I think we did.
So this is where I'm going to keep quiet, guys, because they're just working out the centre of gravity
When it goes on the stack.
on this Herald, because all the instruments and everything are all still inside, as is the nose wheel. And this is something they've really got to get right first time.
That's right.
Should we try and lift it here?
You could do.
Yeah, you shouldn't go too far wrong, really. You know, it's going to be pretty strong.
It's got a boat hole shape, so
Let's give it a go.
it should be stiff.
And it's,
Not just
well, I
round.
don't think it's really going to be that heavy if you've got two straps in it. Yeah. That's fine.
I'm going to stop with this, guys, for the lift. I'm not going to pause this, so you're going to get the whole
There's a couple of children I let in earlier on. They'll be
the
okay.
whole video of the lift. So, and of course, after this lift, we have got to move the Canberra, English Electric Canberra, which is going round to the plane pool as well on for Monday. Excuse me.
Fortunately, we saw him getting in there. Otherwise we'd put a strap around it. We'd been on the back of the lorry and gone.
Must say, beautiful day here today at the museum. It's nice and warm. Hardly any wind at all, which is absolutely ideal for us to get things moved around. You never know, we might even see some military aircraft later on in the day.
We've got typhoons coming in 15 minutes time. Two typhoons arriving.
What's the wind speed on this?
So as I say, the Herald will come and sit in here. It's been nicely fiberglassed on here, so you don't get the on the top of here, so you're not going to get the differential metals reacting. So we've got galvanized steel, and we're not going to get the steel amalgamating with the aluminium, causing any rot. So that's all been done.
Yeah, ideally when it's on the stand.
We've been waiting for this day for quite a while now, and it's nice to see it come to fruition. I'm going to pause just there, I think, guys, because I think the crane driver, needs just to reposition his his truck to get a little bit closer. So I'll come back in about 5 minutes, guys. Okay guys, so we're back in position now, and what we're going to do is we take 2 of the chains across the other side underneath the strops, and that will take the weight instead of having chains just around the fuselage. I'll try and keep it out of the sun so it's you're not blinded by the sun on this video, guys. Okay, so we're just getting in position. They're going to be in position here.
Oh, that's good.
Suppose this will be the last time I actually physically stand inside this frame. I've got to say a big thank you to and a shout out to the manufacturers of the steelwork for us, and that's Wessex Fabrications. They're based in Poole, and they've done a fantastic job by creating these cradles for us, for the not only for the Herald but also for the Victor, which is going to be the next lift we do sometime in the very near future, and I'll hopefully get some footage of that, because we need to get the Victor back onto this cradle next so it can support itself and not be sitting on basically sleepers and tyres. So okay, here we go. There we go, first drop in, and that's going to come around the strongest point of the aircraft, which is right round this rivet line just around here, and that'll go down there, and we've got some good strength there to pick up the front of the aircraft and also keep the balance. And again on the back here, just behind the door where it's strongest point. There you go, Royal Mail is one of the fleets. Here we go. Just hold that strop back so it doesn't catch on the door. Bit of multitasking going on here, so keeps it nice and straight as the crane goes up to take the weight. That's it. My fingers are out of the way, and I'm going to move back out of the way so this operator can get this bird back in the air for the last time.
A bit far forward.
Yeah.
Touch too far forward. Okay, there we go.
That sounds good. Got the weight at the back. Yeah.
See, slight movement, sounds good. And she's up. Okay. Got the guys just steadying her now. This is where I need to keep out of the way. And the boom's coming out to bring her forward again, and she's airborne.
First time she's been in the air for a couple of years.
There we go. It gives us an ideal chance to have a quick look underneath. Hold you, up, up.